And I'd like to invite everyone to stand if I could. For the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. I got John locked out, so he might pop back in. Very good. All right. Minutes of the September 4th meeting. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes?
Second.
We got a motion and a second. Any discussion on the minutes? Hearing none? All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Financial report and disbursement of funds. Do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make that motion.
We have a motion
Second.
and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Budget Amendment 2025-010. This is to amend the fiscal year budget by $350,000 for the Whitehall Road Pressure Reducing Valve Project 2023-005. And I believe we're going to use ARPA funding for this?
Yes, that's correct.
All right. We have a motion to approve the Budget Amendment 2025-010.
God approve the motion.
Got the motion? Do we have a second? Second. Any discussion on that motion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. Okay, we have an annexation resolution A1-2024 presented for approval. This is regarding property located in the 3rd election district, Cecil County, Maryland, identified on Cecil County Tax Map 033C, parcel 0090, consisting of approximately 1.31 acres with improvements erected thereon, addressed as 701E Pulaski Highway and further described in the Cecil County Land Records in Lead Board 4120, Folio 135. Gene, can you give me the Planning Commission's recommendation?
Certainly. The Elkton Planning Commission at the regular meeting on September 9th heard the request of 2900 Lock Raven LLC for annexation of real property located at 701 East Pulaski Highway for the following parcel of land, tax map 033C, parcel 0060. This parcel is currently zoned BG, Business General, under Cecil County zoning with a proposed classification of C2, Highway Commercial, under Town of Elkton zoning. No one in attendance at the meeting spoke for or against the annexation request. We've received confirmation from Cecil County that no action is required by the county on the proposed zoning change for this land. And we've also received correspondence back from the state of Maryland, which also has no comment on the annexation. The Elkton Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the annexation request. No contingencies with respect to zoning were included in this recommendation.
Thank you. I will tell you before you start, I think that we're going to be in favor of this annexation, but if you'd like to add anything, tell us anything you got to say.
No, my wife and I, we're just too old and we're coming back, can't handle it, and this gentleman has, I'm the seller, we're the seller, and he's the buyer, and he appeared to be very talented, knowledgeable, so.
Well, I will tell you that that's a property we wish that we would have had in town for many, many years, of course. And the only comment that I would make about it is that I'd love to get the Yoda Bauer name off of that building as quickly as we can. And if you needed help getting that down, the former owners prior to you, the Yoda Bauer family, would be more than happy to drive away the letters or do whatever they wanted to do. So they'd like to get that off of there. So I hope that you could make that happen. Sure. Very good. Gene, you have any questions, comments?
No.
Charles?
I have none.
Okay, do we have a motion to approve the annexation request?
So moved.
Got a motion?
Second.
In a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. There you go.
Thank you.
Welcome to Elkton. Welcome to Elkton.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Fastest annexation I've ever seen.
That's the way we roll around here. Okay, Town Administrator's Report. Michelle, what do you have there? Amendment on the Wetlands Mitigation Project Agreement dated September 29, 2021 between the Town of Elkton and Southfields of Elkton Capital Development LLC regarding McKinney Park present it for approval.
It's an amendment to that original agreement. The area is approximately 13 acres and consists of 10 ponds. They were formerly used as a fish hatchery. Plans for the wetlands mitigation project consist of observation platforms along with ingress and egress walkways within the wetland. The original agreement expires September 29th of this year, so the amendment provides for an extension of 5 years, which coincides with the permit recently issued by FDA. It expires in 5 years.
Okay, so you're looking for a,
Approval of the amendment.
okay, do we have approval of the amendment for the wetlands mitigation project?
Second.
We got a motion and a second, any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Charlie, you missed a few spots on that. It probably was. All right. The only thing I have to report is that I thought Fall Fest was wonderful.
Thank you so much.
I thought the event was great. I loved Friday night. I thought Saturday, now the weather made it so much nicer. There's still a couple comments that the weather was too warm. I thought it was absolutely gorgeous, but I know some of the kids that were on the slide and ramps, they couldn't keep enough moisture on the slip and slides. But I liked how it was carried all the way through the downtown. Maybe there would be a way that we could, continue that. I loved it.
Thank you. If
but-
you have any other feedback, we welcome your feedback. So we were really pleased with the turnout especially. So we're still in recap meetings hoping to get final numbers for attendance, but any other feedback, we very much welcome it. So
I thought it was great.
thank you.
Yeah. Can I add one thing?
Yes.
Did you have handicap parking?
No, we did not.
I think we talked about that
Yeah,
last year,
Yeah.
but I'd like to see us work on that,
Yep.
because you show where there's designated parking,
Yes.
but there's nothing.
Yeah, thank you.
It's a lot of walking for
Yes,
people.
yeah, we're gonna do a post-mortem meeting in the next couple of weeks, so we'll have that on our agenda.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Jean, because you brought up handicap parking, obviously, your husband probably needs, that type of assistance. Would you have a suggestion where we would put handicap parking during that event? Sorry, Deb.
Well, probably, I'm thinking where I wish we could have it as private property. So I guess we'd have to get, other than the parking lot right behind Minahan's, because we could have access, to the Main Street. But you'd have to be able to let people in there that have, handicap placard.
That's the only problem, is you'd have to have somebody down there the entire day to open and close the road.
For there.
So,
Like, what
yeah.
about, like behind, where, over here on North Street? Like if we could get permission or something to have a designated area here, over here, next to the bank. I don't know, we have to
Next
look
to
at it.
Fulton Bank?
Take a look at it.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have any particular place, but some place where people can just easily park and access the entire event.
Okay, we'll take a look at that.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Gene, you got the floor.
Oh. No, I don't have anything today.
Charles?
I thought the Fall Fest, the weather was favorable to everybody, and I don't think you had a lot of hiccups. There was a lot of walking for some people, particularly if you were elderly or had difficulty in walking, to walk from one extreme to the other end behind where the ball diamonds, where it's not walking. But sometimes you have issues with that. You can't solve it all, but your day began and ended the same way. Very good.
Thank you.
Earl?
And I'm sorry I wasn't able to attend, I was in Virginia, but I heard nothing but good comments about it. One of the comments about the parking, I was just forcing to Rob, if you can't get a parking designated for handicap, if we can get like a shuttle thing going from a certain spot or a certain part of the town, that would help out a lot.
And actually, what I was thinking, it might be good advertising to proactively get people who have gators, and then the sign of their, brought to you by John Downs, and zipping people back and forth and that kind of thing. I mean, it might take a while to obtain something like that, but local car dealerships and so forth might be willing to have that, and then nice, this is constant advertising going up and down the road.
Sure, thank you, yeah. Good idea.
Okay, I have nothing else to add. Chief, anything today?
No, I don't know. There has been a few, I'm not sure if the school board's gonna come out with this or not, but there's been a couple posts on Facebook about schools, and I think, I know a lot of the chiefs in here have gotten some calls today, and I know we got called last night. There doesn't seem to be any credible threat, so I just kind of want to put that out there. I'm not sure if the school is going to have something put out, the county school board or not, through their PIO, but just want to let our residents know that there does not seem to be any of these or any credible threats. I think they're old lists that are just resurfacing about schools. It happened last week too. So just know that we vet everything, and we're looking at trying to find sources and things of that nature. But I can tell you the one specifically, I don't know about the one last night, but I know specifically last week, it was just a list of schools from La Plata, it was Elkton High School, Perryville High School, Dorchester County. They were all over the place. But people see a list like that and you start freaking out in light of what happened in Joppatown a couple weeks ago too. So just want to let you know, we're on it, the school board's on it, and also in case you do get any calls on that.
How's the metal detector doing?
I think it did fine. Our stand is, and I haven't seen the school policy on it yet, I'm gonna ask for that in writing, but like, we're just standing by and it'll be up to them. We're not gonna search people if it goes off. We don't really, that doesn't give us a right to do that. We'll just, if the school asks them to leave, then we'll just help them leave. That's the plan. But,
I had one
I
other-
don't think there are any issues, so.
I have one other comment. You notice a lot of the signs on, I know this is probably the power company, but foreclosure signs all over town. People just putting their little sale, we buy your house for, stop the foreclosure. Has anybody noticed too many signs all through town?
Yep.
It's a lot of them. And it's
Yep.
making the town look a little shabby. But what do we do about calls that?
I asked DPW previously, and I'll do it again, to remove those signs, and then I call the companies and let them know.
Contact
and let
people
them
that's
know-
calling us, they can't.
Exactly,
Okay.
and ask them to either remove their signs or give me permission to throw them away.
Yeah.
There's two of them down on North Street. And
And
over
Bridge Street.
Boulevard.
They are all over town, but like Michelle says, not much you can do unless you call the person who owns the utility. It really makes your town look sour. You know, when you ride in and see the signs that are foreclosure, or even signs with little weapons on the, about shooting, not shooting.
Tactical,
people,
yeah.
Tactical training and all that. It's just bad.
Free advertising.
We do have, Officer Wilmot is now at the middle school as well. PJ is the officer assigned out there, we got the one that we got on the grant. And then Roland, of course, is the SRO at the high school. We'll have an officer at all of the events, we'll have an officer, and this is all, the overtime is now paid for through that grant, the Helen Center for Safe Schools. And so at the school board meetings and all that, will be covered, so that's good, really helpful to us.
Perfect.
So with the young Wilmot boy being there, so what is gonna be his task as far as the resident officer there?
So we met with.
And the reason why I say him particularly, I just see Elkton Middle in a different light than a lot of the schools, and with him being there, hopefully it will have some type of impact, because I still think maybe they should have people go in there and talk to those kids on some kind of basis. to help
So
them with the
he's been asked, we met with Principal Brown, who's new there too this
Right.
year. And the expectation is that he will spend an hour or so there during drop-off and interacting with the kids and their parents or whatever, just seeing them there. He will get involved if they have any kind of disciplinary matters or anything at the school, if they want him involved, he'll be involved in that. He'll be there around the lunchtime, and then also when school lets out, and to be a presence. He is, I know right around this time, there's a lot of training going on, but he is attending the school resource officer training, and he's also attending the DARE school, so he will be able to teach DARE in the school as well. So we're hoping that just having him at the school and being available and interacting with the kids, if they'll get to know him, and that works. We're also, though, hoping that, like Mr. Brown was like, he doesn't have to be here for his whole shift, like whole 8 hours, but we're hoping what we're gonna be able to do is also get him into some of the elementary schools, so when they have the programs there, so we're just kind of introducing the officers to them too. And Roland does a little bit of that, but like if they have opportunities for him to read to the kids, or if they will, the curriculums are pretty jam-packed. But if we can have those opportunities, we're hoping that they're going to present themselves. So maybe we don't have to go through the school board to get it, but maybe while they're there, if the teacher says, hey, can you talk to my kids? I mean, I know I've done that before. Can you talk to my kids about stealing, or talk to my kids about drugs, or stranger danger, whatever topics that would be appropriate at that level. So we're hoping that kind of comes out of this.
Perfect. To make anything good for the board? All right, very good. Floor is open for anyone that has anything to say for the good of the town.
I want to thank Chip for his response, I guess, in absence of Lewis, I guess, in an email type form, when was it, Friday, to give us a brief summary of the road.
Oh, Southfield.
Southfield, yeah.
Do you have an update for the Alliance?
Oh, I just wanted to mention that we have the Halloween parade coming up on October 18th.
October
And
18th?
Alicia said that the judges wore costumes last year, so if you want to think about what you want your Halloween costume to be.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
There we go. Thank you. Anyone on the Zoom meeting have anything to say for the good of the town?
I just had a request for a meeting and I'm not getting any response.
All right, very good. We are going to I'm going to ask the board for a closed meeting to meet, to consult with staff, consultants, or other individuals. And I'm going to use the word about pending or potential litigation. I think that might be the best category to put this in. Chip, I need you and John, Michelle, and the board. Anyone else?
We'll be here.
You want Jean Mitter in it?
If Jean wants to be there.
Jean, you can be in it.
She might want to go to lunch.
I don't know, maybe so.
I'm just kidding.
Okay, so I'd like to have a motion to have a closed meeting. We have a motion
Oh, so moved.
and a second. Any discussion?
Sorry, I'm hot.
Hearing none, all in favor? Aye, we will not reconvene.
Having hot.
Thank you.